I want to apologize to the citizens of Williamson County for having to use that many resources to address this particular issue.
Tonight, the Travis County Sheriff is emotional over the loss of a friend, but also apologetic for all of the hours spent trying to find Sergeant Craig Hutchinson's killers.
Just hours ago, authorities ruled Hutchinson's death a suicide.
And tonight, KXAN uncovers the lengths officers went to in the last 3 weeks to solve this case. Investigator Kevin Schwaller tracked down one man who was held in custody for 10 days before they announced Sergeant Hutchinson took his own life.
The call, officer down. It set in motion a massive search for answers. The Round Rock police chief says investigators collected and analyzed more than 150 pieces of evidence. They also looked into 125 tips, canvassed more than 200 homes. Agencies pitched in from the Travis County Sheriff's Office to the U.S. Marshals to the FBI, all to conclude the sergeant died at his own hand.
But Sheriff, we would do this every day of our life in Williamson County until we have evidence that leads us in a different direction.
Justice of the Peace Bill Gravel defended the actions of investigators as they looked into Sergeant Hutchinson's death. Aside from evidence, officers also focused on 6 people as they explored the possibility that Hutchinson could have been murdered. James Wright was one of the people police arrested on unrelated charges. Wright says he knows Hutchinson's stepdaughter. He says right after he found out about the deputy's death, officers took him to jail.
Detained me, and then that's whenever the detective started telling me about the real reason why they pulled me over and everything, which is for Sergeant Hutch. I was a suspect.
Court documents state officers arrested Wright after Round Rock police asked for help finding him in an ongoing investigation. Police later confirmed Wright was a person of interest in Hutchinson's death. Authorities held Wright for 10 days on an evading arrest charge, claiming he tried to drive away when officers pulled him over, saying he didn't have a driver's license and his registration was expired. Wright pleaded guilty to evading arrest, but he denies trying to get away when he was pulled over.
I've cooperated. My intention wasn't to run at all. I'm not the person you were looking for.
After 10 days in jail, he got out and learned police cleared him of any ties to Hutchinson's death. Wright says he wants a lawyer to look over his case. Round Rock police tell us officers arrested 5 other persons of interest on unrelated charges like having marijuana and a probation violation. Kevin Schwaller, KXAN, investigates.
Today, the Justice of the Peace said he determined Sergeant Hutchinson took his own life based on all of the evidence.
But he also said if new evidence comes to light, he will re-examine this case. Investigators say Hutchinson was shot with his own gun through the palm of his hand and into his head. A witness says he only heard a single gunshot, and despite police arriving at his home and setting up a perimeter just minutes after Hutchinson radioed dispatch about 2 prowlers, no one was caught.
Investigators also revealed Hutchinson was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder in 2014 and 2015. He was prescribed medication for depression and anxiety, but investigators say ibuprofen was the only drug in his system at the time of his death. They also learned that Hutchinson was having financial issues and his house was in foreclosure and going up for auction on August 2nd.
Now that officials have ruled his death a suicide, the financial burden on Hutchinson's family is substantial. The sheriff says it is unlikely the sergeant's family will get the benefits for law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty, and that adds up to about $800,000. But we have confirmed the family will receive his Travis County employee retirement and pension funds. And some charities, including the Sheriff's Memorial and Benevolent Society of Travis County, are promising to back Sergeant Hutchinson's family no matter what.